let me make sure. All right. So again, wherever you're tuning in from, we want to say welcome to this awesome program of Wealth Secret Mindset Mentorship class. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be building up on our teaching series, which is Get Serious, Get Better, and Get Stronger. Yesterday, we started by teaching on how you can get serious with your life. You remember, everything we're doing is step by step into helping you to get the right knowledge, the right message, the right way on how you can start to have a different mind shift, all right? We begin the year by teaching on goal settings. From goal setting, we start talking about the long time and the short time goals and how you can see these goals, to actualize this goal. And we also talk on how you can stop this blame and start taking action. We talk about how you can be unstoppable, not only in 2022, but for the rest of the year. And this wonderful week, we are also now talking about how you can start taking responsibility. We've talked about that, but this particular week, we are sharing on how you can start getting stronger, serious, and get better in the way you think, in the way you think, and in the way you process ideas. And matter of fact, everything is tailored towards the actualization of your goals in life. So this morning, I'm going to be, taking you a little bit step further on how you can have the best of life for yourself, talking about our teaching series on how you can get better, stronger, and, wiser, all right? So this morning, the build-up part will be that we will be talking on how to get going. Remember, we stopped yesterday on how you can be serious about everything. Issues of life are serious, and how you could be stronger too. So this morning, it's going to be a little bit differently, but still on the same track, on the same teaching series on how you need to get going. Ladies and gentlemen, to get going in life, it has to be what we call taking actions. You need to start taking actions for everything that you do. How do you take actions? You take action by taking some drastic steps, right? Drastic steps, which means that you need to stop thinking of how to clean up neglect, how to tell yourself that I'm not going to neglect the smaller disciplines. I'm not going to neglect the smaller activities. I'm not going to neglect those little things that could count for a big thing eventually. So you need to start learning how to get going. He said getting going is one of the difficult thing or decision a man is set to take in his or her own life, especially when you are looking at actualizing a certain goal, right? To get going is one of the most difficult things people embark on, or tasks people embark on. You tell yourself, I want to be stronger. You tell yourself, I want to be wiser. You tell yourself, I want to be better. So how do you not get going? It means the actions you need to start putting in place. The actions you need to start taking in place. So what are these actions? It means that you need to start talking about all the neglect in my life. If there's a book I need to read to help me get better, I need to start doing it. Could read, should read. These are neglect. Oh, I could have read that book. I could have watched this video. I could have listened to my mentor. I should have done this thing. I could. These are all forms of neglect. Could read, could do this, could have done this, couldn't have done this. These are all forms of neglect. So we're going to be talking about how you need to start taking that action, how you need to start getting going, and how you need to start cleaning up neglect in your life. Neglect has really cost a lot of people. And most of the time, this neglect comes as a result of, procrastination. You just like, I could have, oh man, don't worry, I will do it tomorrow. If there's a class you need to attend, if you are, in the academic line, you want to get to somewhere and you're thinking of, oh man, I could have read this book. Now you have it in front of you. You had the opportunity, but say, man, I'm just going to go back to it and read it later. You have the time. In fact, most of us, every human goes through that. All right. So you need to start taking care of those things that looks like small discipline, which are neglect. Start taking care of it from now. Start telling yourself, I will do it. In fact, you don't need to tell yourself, get into the actions of doing it. Get into the actions of making it happen. Get into the actions of ensuring that those small little daily disciplines really count. I'm telling you, they really count, because those things you think it doesn't matter, everything matters, ladies and gentlemen. Those things you think that doesn't matter. Let me tell you, one of my mentors said, he said, everything affects everything else. He said, every new disciplines affect every other disciplines. It means that if you are starting to do something, start seeing that those things will start shaping you. Now, I'll give you an example. You started by joining this class. Maybe this is your first time. Now, you stay put. You stay consistent, listening, watching, and hearing this information. See what's going to happen. This is a form of discipline. You have dedicated yourself to be on this program. Guess what's going to happen? In no time, eventually, you start seeing that some of the things you're taking for granted, you start seeing that you start paying attention to those details. You start paying attention to this thing, because here we teach you on the things on how you need to start getting going and how you can start getting better. And it all starts from having a different philosophy, which is a different mindset on how you can look at success, right? So to get going, to get better, it has to begin by you telling yourself, I'm going to do it notwithstanding. Those things that I've neglected, those things that I'm looking at, that is not going to count. So don't let neglect cost you and rob you of your greatness in life, all right? Don't let neglect cost you of your greatness. Don't let it steal your seed coin. Don't let it steal your money. Don't let neglect steal the opportunity from you. Start cleaning it up. Stop telling yourself, I could have done this. I should have done this. Oh man, I wish I gave this person that call last night. I wish I did this. I wish I, no, these are cleaning up neglect. So let's start thinking of how to clean up this dirt, all right? And this dirt will require us start getting dedicated, taking action, and then we'll start looking at starting the process of taking the action is the smaller disciplines that we started. So how about you starting with a smaller discipline? Because you have to start taking care of those things, those small disciplines. What are the things I need to do? If there's something I have appointment, which I have appointment with somebody, I fix a date with somebody, start writing it down, start putting it in your notepad or put it on your phone as a form of reminder. Those little things, you can't keep everything in your mind. That is just for example. So you know the things you get involved in your life, those little things that you think they could, that you're not taking note of, that you're taking for granted, could really cost a whole lot of things. So we tell you, when you are getting serious with your life and regards the issue of life, you need to know that getting serious also requires you to get better along the line. You have to get going. To get going is to take those actions that is going to jack you up. I remember, and I think Coach Dan and a few other persons on this call are kind of familiar with what I was about. I want to share right now. There was a point in my life last year, and everything was, everything went south. You know what I mean? Like it went down, like nosedive, down. And the only thing that resonated to me was to start going back to personal development in my life, because nobody's going to drag me up. I have to be strong mentally. I look at myself that is this the end of it? How could this world be so cruel? How could this, how could that? A whole lot of thoughts kept coming into my mind. And one of the first things I need to tell myself, Afolabi, I need to start accepting. I took the responsibility that I am responsible for my success. I am responsible for this. In fact, what I told myself was that I am the cause of this. I first accepted it as my own mistake. When I did, it helped me to think of what needs to be done. And what needs to be done was to tell me, Afolabi, now get yourself up. And I told, I believe Coach Dan remember this, and my wife, the only inspiration I got there was, get better, get going, and get stronger. These three words change everything. And how do I got it? I went to one of my, my mentor with Jim Brown, on the stage, and I would just, when this topic, these things just pop up, it's just like something just got me up. And I said, oh my God. So I don't need to let this thing keep me down. So what I did was I took on those three powerful things. I said, get going, get stronger, get better. So those were the propelling words that got me up from that state of downcasting, for that state of depression. That was what happened. I told myself, even if it is real, you're not going to get me down. So I took responsibility first. Then I said, oh, I'm going to become unstoppable. So how do I get better? I got better, and that getting better, metamorphosis into what we are doing right now. It's one of those things, and every other things that God was able to help me, to achieve during this period. Ladies and gentlemen, anything can happen. I can tell you something. If anything go wrong, everything can go wrong. That is what Murphy's Law said. If anything can go wrong, anything can go wrong. So we don't want Murphy's Law to come right here, because Murphy's is going to come knocking at your door. Ladies and gentlemen, you better get going. What are those things you're going through in your life right now that is keeping you down? What are those things that is keeping you where you are? What are those things you're telling yourself? Don't let neglect rob you of your greatness in life. Don't let neglect put you at a state where you don't want to be at. Tell yourself, I'm going to do it. Tell yourself, I am responsible for me. So I got to stay taking action. I got to stay taking action for my life. I got to stay doing the right thing at the right time. I'm not going to blame anybody for what has happened to me. I'm going to accept it, and then I'm going to get going. I'm going to get better. I'm going to get stronger. I'm going to get wiser in knowledge, in understanding, in economy, in my family, in my business. I'm going to be stronger. I'm going to be wiser, and I'm going to be a better person to become a better to bring out a better version of me. So these are the things you need to start telling yourself. What are the things that has kept you down there? Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching me this morning. I want to encourage you right now to start get going, start taking those action. When you are now, get better, because to get better, you need to start considering how to become stronger. You got to be stronger up here. To be stronger, we know it might be difficult for you. And that's why we put together this amazing program into helping you how to be stronger mentally. When you are stronger mentally, what you have done is that you have developed what we call PMA, positive mental attitude. You're not going to see what is happening right now. You know what I do to most things that happen to me right now? I have done what, it's not like, okay, what I do, let me tell you something. What I do right now, before you offend me, I'm forgiving you in advance. So I call it advanced forgiveness. So even if you want to hurt me, I have forgiven you. So I don't let your issue or your concern or your own problem bothers me, even though I'm human, but I have to build it. I know it's not easy, but I can tell you something. It is easy when you tell yourself it is easy, or when you tell yourself, I can do it. Everything is easy when you have it easy up here. So remember, there is nothing in life that does not come with a sacrifice. Everything of value comes with some sort of cost, and those costs will cost you. What is it going to cost you? It's going to cost you some of your quality time, is going to cost you some of those things that doesn't really amount to you, and some of those things that is, not helping or adding value to you. You need to start dropping it. Oh man, I'm addicted to something. Ladies and gentlemen, being an addict to something, it is just your state of mind. Tell yourself, I'm not going to be addicted to anything. I have, I have control over my mind. My mind is like a navigational system. I'm going to tell my mind to do what my mind needs to do at the right time, in the right place. I want my mind to be. So don't let somebody tell you, oh man, it's just me. I'm just so addicted. I'm just so used to it. How can I get it? You can get better. You can get wiser. You can get stronger, and you need to get going. Let me tell you something. Issues of life are serious. You need to get going, because of what? You have responsibility. You have a whole lot of things. I'll tell you what, some of you don't get going until most people get into their graveyard, and you start seeing those talents, those skills God has given to you, and they will be watching you and say, because, we came to you and you let us die this way, so we're going to die with you. And that was what Les Brown said. He said, those talents that you don't use, those gifts that you don't use, those things that God has deposited in your life to be of impact to humanity, when you go down, guess what happened? They will go down and be looking at you and say, see, we came to you. And this is how you just, this is how you ended us in the same graveyard with you. They might go, but guess what? You've not used it. Opportunity not used, you lose. That's what law of use states. The law of use states that whatever you don't use, you lose. Talent not used, you lose. Opportunity not used, you lose. Offer not used, you lose. The grace not used, you lose. You might need to study the law of use, ladies and gentlemen. So when you've got the time, you need to start using it. The skill of leadership not used, you lose it. You never know what skill you got until you discover your better self. How do you discover your better self? Start reading books. Start getting yourself in personal development. Maybe a program like this could help you. And that's why we encourage you to be part of what we do. Every single day, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. West African time, we are dedicated with an in-house coach, and sometimes we have special guests that have achieved greatness, coaches, mindset coaches, mindset development coaches, coaches that have achieved excellence, not just by word of mouth, but by proven success record, track history. You can read and listen to them. We have them on this program part-time to share with you and to teach you the things you need to learn and how to get better, going, and stronger in your life. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope I've been able to reach out to you again this morning. If there's anything that doesn't make sense to you, what makes sense to you is that start to get going. Start to clean up neglect for your life. Start to think of what are those things that I've kept in the hold that I'm just telling yourself, I'm going to get back to it. I'm going to get back to it. Start telling yourself, neglect is not going to deprive me of those greatness that God has given me. Neglect is not going to make me to lose those opportunities. Remember, you need to start by starting something, because when you start small, it's a process of getting started in a discipline. According to Dennis Whitley, he once said, discipline is a foundation upon which every success is being built. And I said again, that lack of that discipline inevitably leads to failure. Ladies and gentlemen, the word here is that to be disciplined is a foundation which you have built towards achieving greater success. Every small discipline affects every other discipline. So you know what that means. Do the math and then get the right answer. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope we've been able to come out to you again this morning. It's a wonderful teaching series, and we encourage you to be on this program every single day. Whatever you're doing, right now, some people are connected via live stream right now. They're watching us, they're listening to this information. Remember, information web process is what brings transformation. We encourage you to stay put on this program, subscribe to our YouTube page, and like, share, and also comment on what we do. And we encourage you to also share with your friends like we did yesterday. It was a Valentine gift, and we encourage most folks to get and go watch those videos, including today's one. We're still in Valentine season. Guys, this is the time we need to change it. This is our own contribution to our society, our country, our economy. We believe that when people have a different philosophy, we believe that when people have a different mindset in the way they look at success, it's not like looking at success like until I hurt my brother, until I hurt my sister, until we see some of those things on social media, people killing people, thinking that that is the only way they can actually, achieve success. It's not done like that. It is a global principle, right? When you get it right, every other thing will be right. All right, guys, I think we've been able to come out to you. It's your regular host on this program, Wealth Secrets Mindset Mentorship, and have